Around August of 2021, there was a leak of Dead Space coming to DVD. This was somewhat believable because when you were to go to this site called instantgaming.com, you will find that there was a Dead by Daylight / Dead Space page that revealed that Dead Space was coming to DVD. Now at that time, I was somewhat gullible to almost all leaks because I just loved the idea of many of them in the potential dream chapters that could come to the game finally becoming a reality once and for all. For someone who doesn't even know Dead Space like that, I was unbelievably excited because I just knew that this will overall be a great chapter. The sad thing about that leak is that it wasn't even real, bro.
No, please.
This was a complete butthole when I found this out. Why? Because I knew that Dead Space would have changed the atmosphere of Dead by Daylight completely, and I know that for sure. If Dead Space were to happen in Dead by Daylight, not only will we be getting our first ever survivor that's fully concealed from head to toe, for the first time, we will actually be in space with an incredible map that takes place on a very dark and eerie ship, that being the USG Ishimura, what the hell? And you have another sci-fi killer to call aside with Demogorgon, which would possibly be the Necromorph. I just think that this chapter will have an extreme potential if it ever was to make it into the game. And I know at least most people will love it because it's something new but very unique that we have yet to experience in the game, like being in space for the first time. Speaking of potential, Dead Space, the remake releases January 27th of 2023. Chapter 27 for DVD releases, or it should, or might, or most likely release somewhere in March of 2023. Now, wouldn't it be perfect to release a Dead Space chapter around that time? Don't get me wrong, there's been moments where a potential chapter for DVD was about to come out with a movie or game release, where it's usually the perfect time and another chapter will release, and it just never was that anticipated chapter. But for a game like Dead Space with a pretty great following to have a remake happen and the next chapter releases at that time, if Behavior did have the go ahead to make a Dead Space chapter and just left it alone, I feel like that would have been a waste for a really great and unique chapter that can help spice up the game even more like Behavior does every year. And another reason why I want Dead Space out of the way is because yes, it's a great horror game, and yes, I think it's very much 7th year anniversary worthy. I just can't let my boy Springtrap down. I hope he's the anniversary killer for like the 1000th time, but even if it's not him, I'll still appreciate it being anything else because it will be something close to the devs' hearts, whether licensed or original. Now, the interesting part about this whole Dead by Daylight and Dead Space crossover is that according to this article, if you were to come back to that same page on the same site, it says that Dead Space is coming to DVD in 2023. Perfect timing for the game release and next chapter. Now off the rip, it's pretty hard to even believe this site concerning that they weren't correct the first time. Here's my little far-fetched theory. What if they simply got the year wrong, or it was just a misplacement of some sort? Like the devs were going to release this chapter, but the licensors told them to postpone the chapter until around the remake releases for better marketing and advertising. Who knows? Let me hear your thoughts down below. Would you like to see a Dead Space chapter in DVD, possibly even the next chapter? Love y'all, take care, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.
It's a very jolly day for you to die. I bet you wish you weren't so fucking high. Hot dogs flying, the sky's dying.